Hey guys, Jeff Brown. I just wanted to record a little intro. I've got some different content that I recorded when I was working to improve serving the Lord at our church, and I just wanted to share some of that with you. So take a listen and tell me what you think.
With that, I wanted to tell you guys a quick story about one of the first few times I was serving the Lord. At the time I was going to this great big church, I knew that I wanted to serve the Lord. I didn't really know what or how, but at the time I had been going to these men's ministry meetings that they had once a week. And about the third or fourth meeting, they announced that one of the guys had had a heart attack, that he was going to be okay, but that he was in pretty rough shape up at the hospital. To make matters worse, his wife and him were going through this do-it-yourself home remodel, and that their house was in, bad shape, kind of in shambles and whatnot. The men's ministry felt if they got enough guys together, they could go up there over the weekend before the guy got out of the hospital and finish the remodel, do everything. So when I heard him say they just needed a bunch of guys, I thought, hey, you know what? I'm a guy. So that was good. But then they went on to explain that the guys they needed were construction guys, plumbing guys, electrical guys, this kind of stuff. Well, I'm an office worker. I have been my whole life. And what's more, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. But as the list went around for sign up, I started thinking, at the time I had been working out a lot, and I was doing this P90X workout, which is a in-home workout, 6 days a week, hour and a half a day. And one of the days you would do this jump training that strengthened your legs. And one of the exercises specifically was called Jump the Creek. And what you would do is you'd visualize this creek in your living room. You'd take a few steps and you would leap over this creek. You'd turn back around, take a few steps, leap back over the creek and over the creek and over the creek. And I had been doing this for 8 months, along with all this other workout stuff, and I was in good shape. So when the list came around, I just wrote down my name and number, and under skills, I just wrote, I can lift heavy things. So Saturday comes, I go over to the house, and before I even get to the door, I could hear stuff going on. There's saws and hammers and whatnot. And as I walk up, I could see guys in there working like crazy. I didn't know any of these guys, but I had met the guy running the thing, and his name was John. So as I walked in, I said, you guys know where John is? And they kind of pointed to the back. I walked back there, stick my head in the door, and I said, John? And he goes, yeah. And I said, I'm Jeff. I'm the guy that wrote down I could lift heavy things. And he goes, oh yeah. He goes, listen, Jeff. He goes, I got several things going right now. And you could see there's a lot of guys in here. If you do me a favor, just, go back out to the porch for a few minutes. I'll kind of settle up what I got going in here, and I'll come out and we'll find you something to do. So I made my way back out to the porch. I stood on the porch and I waited and I waited and I waited. And as I waited, I saw all these guys coming and going out the front door. They had things in their hand. They seemed to have a purpose. They seemed to know what they were doing. And as I saw that, I started thinking, what are you doing? You don't belong with these guys. And even if you did, they got plenty of guys. And I started talking myself into the fact that I ought to just leave. And frankly, I had my keys in my hand. I was ready to go. And right then, John walks out and he says, Jeff, right? And I said, yeah. And he goes, you said you could lift heavy things? And I said, yeah, I've been working out. He goes, well, come with me. And he walks me about 10 steps out in the front yard, and he points up and he says, you see that house up there? And I look up through the trees, and there's this big ravine that goes down, and then this huge hill that goes up. It's like a football field long, and at the top is this house. And I said, yeah, I see the house. He goes, well, that's Jim's house. He's one of our guys, and he ordered all the material we're using today, and some of it got delivered up there. He goes, the problem I got is we're about to start installing flooring in like 5-10 minutes, and it's all up there. And it's heavy clay floor tiles. There's like a pallet and a half of it. And and it, it's in packs. And he goes, what I need you to do is this: if you could go up the hill, start tearing into those pallets, grab packs of floor tiles, bring them back down here, up the stairs, and put them in the room on the left. Can you do that? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. And he says, oh, one more thing though. You can't see it from here, but down at the bottom of that ravine, there's a creek you got to jump over. I was like, are you kidding me? Well, I didn't tell John what I'm telling you guys today. And listen, I don't know in the grand scheme of things how much I contributed to that job. Certainly not as much as the construction guys and the plumbers. But I'll tell you this. Every time I jumped over that creek with a pack of tiles, I knew that God was saying to me, it doesn't matter what skill you think you have or don't have. I need you to have a willing heart, and I can use you. Well, that changed everything, how I felt about serving that day. It really changed everything.
Hey, so I hope you like that. I've got a few other videos like that I'll share with you about me and my effort to get people serving the Lord, getting fired up like that. And, if you like that, give me a like on it and subscribe to my channel. I think that's the best way to go. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, and God bless you.